Hello, welcome in the new point. Hello students, here we are going to study making a socialist society. In the earlier point, we have seen how the civil war broke out in the Russia, and due to civil war, the disturbances were taken place. And then after the Bolsheviks taken the power in a hand, that all things we have studied in the other part. Now, here, making a socialist society. How the socialist society was made in the Russia, that we are going to see in this part. During the Civil War, the Bolsheviks kept industries and banks nationalized. The Bolsheviks nationalized industries and banks that remained in the same. They permitted peasants to cultivate the land that had been socialized. Bolsheviks given permission to the peasant to cultivate the land that which was given on the basis of socialism. Bolsheviks used confiscated land to demonstrate what collective work could be. So the land which was confiscated by the people, it was used to demonstrate the collective work how it can do in the Russia. A process of centralized planning was introduced. This Bolshevik introduced a process of centralized planning was introduced. This Bolshevik introduced the centralized planning. One plan was planned by the Bolshevik leaders for the throughout country. These people introduced the 5-year plans. Through the 5-year plans, the different areas were targeted, and through these targets, they achieved the success in the different fields. The government fixed all prices to promote the industrial growth during the first two plans. In the first two plans, the industrial growth was targeted, or it was worked to bring the industrial growth in the Russia. In 1927 to 1932 and 1933 to 1938, the centralized planning led to economic growth. Industrial production increased between 1929 and 1933 by 100% in the case of oil, coal, and steel. New factory cities came into being in this period. The industries were developed in many places. The industrial production also developed near of 100%. So in this new factory cities also emerged in the way of development. Rapid construction and industry started, an extended schooling system developed. The rapid construction led to poor working conditions. One hand rapid construction was taken place, and it led to the poor working conditions. In the cities, the example is given here, how the working condition was poor. In the city of Magnitogorsk, the construction of the steel plant was achieved in 3 years. The construction was taken place only in the 3 years. Workers lived hard lives, and the result was how the result was there. The people were living, the workers were living very hard lives. The fast work, fast construction resulted in the 550 stoppages of work in the first year alone in living quarters, how they were living in the quarters. In the in the winter time, when winter was there, at the 40-degree below, people had to climb down from the fourth floor and dash across the streets in order to go to the toilet. If one wanted to go to the toilet, how he was suffering, struggling, he had to climb down and go to crossing the road. So sanitary systems were not good, or the facilities were not provided in the needing way. That is tried to say here with this example. An extended schooling system developed. They developed the extended schooling system, and arrangements were made for factory workers, those who are working in the factories. For them also, they can take admissions in the universities or in colleges that's allowed, or that type of system was developed. Open universities, like in India, the open universities are working. Yashwantrao Mukti Vidyalaya, Indira Gandhi Open University. These are the universities where people can take the admission while they are busy in their job. Crèches were established, schooling system developed, crèches were made. Crèches for day nursery, the ladies who are working in the factories for their children, the crèches or the day nurseries were established in the factories. Cheap public health care was provided. The public health care on the low cost was provided. Modern living quarters were set up. The quarters also built, which was modern or modern living. The effect of all this was uneven. These all facilities government tried to provide, but the effect did not get same because the resources which provided by the government were less. So in this way, the socialist society were tried to build by the communist. The economic growth through the industrial development tried to bring. The industrial development also brought, if once the industrial development brought, then the economical development will be taken place, and the communists tried to change the living status of people also. But in other hand, the population was high, the workers were more, and the resources were less. That is why the result didn't get what were expected. Here we have studied about how the communists tried to make the socialist society in the Russia. In the next point, we are going to see Stalinism and collectivization. Who was Stalin and what was the collectivization, that we are going to see in the next point.